Right on.
I believe we are. Yeah. So, with that, hello and welcome to our first ever live broadcast of Sunday Savagery, where we get together and roll dice and play make pretend. Um, we are
Wait,
running
this ain't
through
real?
the that yeah right. We're running through the Rage of Demons campaign, the Adventure League campaign for Rage of Demons, and we'll be doing this for probably the next I don't know 10 weeks or so, every Sunday night from 8 to 11. So be sure to tune in and follow us. Um, yeah, we've already built characters, and we are well on the way to starting. So, as we start, you guys are on your way to the Hillsfar area, and Hillsfar is in some turmoil right now. It's kind of north and west of Sword Coast, which is where most of the action happens in D&D in most of the campaigns nowadays.
Good
But
old
yeah,
Sword Coast.
I don't know if you guys read any about some of the backdrop for this campaign, but um, yeah, basically, uh, among other things, you guys are on your way to this Hillsfar area because of all the conspiracy and threats or tales of threat that have come from the area. Um, on top of that, the recent ruler of Hillfar is apparently a racist and has kicked all the non-humans out of the city. As
Did
you
he
guys,
build a wall?
yeah, they're building a wall, and they
Yeah,
made
man.
the non-humans pay for it. Actually, yeah,
Wait,
you heard.
wait, did they? Did they, or did they make the humans pay for it? Then they were,
Well, he campaigned that way, but then he backpedaled. So there was. uh,
Somebody's drawing parallels here. Hold on a minute.
yeah, I thought after so we had a Facebook vote to pick what campaign we were going to play, and when you guys picked this one, I felt like it was extremely on the nose. When I started reading about it, I thought it was very apropos. So, as you guys have made your way there, you have heard all these things. You've heard, and you've heard it enough to suspect it to be true. Yeah.
Now, did he do all this while fighting a giant harpy? I'm just wondering. Because if so, this is getting really close, man.
oh,
All right. So, I'll read the official hook here.
the
It
golden
says,
fleece.
rumors of strange occurrences brought you to the Hillsfar area. The vague and bizarre rumors range from leprechauns showering travelers with gold to undead armies terrorizing the many farmsteads. There were even rumor of domesticated kobold happily selling mince pies to wary roadside travelers. The one rumor that turned out to be true was perhaps the wildest of all. All the non-human citizens within the walls of the city-state of Hillsfar were evicted. The only non-humans left in the city were slaves who were to fight at the arena, fights to the death. Anyone who is obviously human, anyone who's not obviously human is turned away at the gate, the only way into and out of the walled city. You travel north on the Moonsea Ride, the often used merchant road south of Hillsfar, which also navigates through the expansive Cormanthor forest. The long trip is worn on you, and as you travel, you look to the people that are around you. And I think here we see kind of the pan shot of you guys coming out of the forest. Big forest sits behind you as you guys walk down this road. And yeah, so we're going to roll some dice to kind of see how all of your characters are interconnected. We found this cool little party connections thing, and I thought it would be a nice little addition. And so this is kind of where we start, and we see, well, each of your characters, and then we kind of introduce you guys as well. So Brandon, our Gordak, is it Gordak? Grodak.
Grodak.
Grodak. All right. So Grodak, what do we see?
You see a fine, distinguished half orc, half elf, standing there in noble clothes, shining up his button on his fine clothes, and breathing on his noble ring, or his signet ring,
Gotcha.
and starts making his way towards the town gates.
Oh, the town gates are way off. Like you
Okay.
can't even see them at this point. You guys are just now coming out of the forest, and I guess I'll let me bring you over to the map screen. I should have brought you guys all over to the map where you can see a little bit of what's been unlocked thus far. And so out in front of you, you can see a bunch of hills, and maybe the tips of the spire to the one spire in town. But other than that, you're not really to the gates yet. You guys are still just coming out of the forest.
Well, I knock the brambles from my hair and adjust myself, and start to, I guess, walk proud to the road. Do I see anyone around me emerging?
Yeah, so all four of you would be traveling together coming out of this forest. And there'll be reasons for that, and that's what we're going to roll dice here just in a second. After we kind of introduce each character. So we'll move on to Chris, or is it Jervis?
Yeah, Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Yeah. Jarvis.
And so traveling with your group, like where are you traveling? How are you traveling? Where do we see you, and what do we see?
So I'm totally on foot. You see a man of average height, rather stocky build, slightly stocky build, emerged from the wood line. His hair's kind of frayed and wild, reddish in color. He's got deep blue eyes. He is, however, marching with a tome of Tyr, like just fully opened in front of him, and he's reading it while he has his hand on his long sword, not really paying attention to much else. And it looks like he's walked through every bad path in the woods. Like his clothes are probably tattered because he's walked through an unknown amount of briar bushes and everything else because he's reading the book rather than really paying attention to where he goes. He's the kind of guy that trusts his deity to lead him wherever he needs to go, so he really kind of lackadaisical when it comes to actually making plans. It's just he more or less whatever happens for a reason, and it's the will of Tyr. That's all that needs to be said.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then Josh or Frank.
I emerged from the woods, a very short, small, bearded halfling with shifty-looking eyes, but an extremely friendly grin. I don't do much more than mutter about to myself, smile, and approach.
Gotcha. And yeah, and then Jericho or Thea.
Thea. I'm very tall. I'm 6'5". I have a very graceful nature. I seem to glide along, and my hair is silver, and it often glows blue because I am electrified with power.
Very good. Very good. All right. So, um, basically, we're just gonna have each of you roll, and I'm gonna go in a circle until there's some kind of connection between each of you, uh, loosely to hold this group together, as like kind of how you knew each other moving in. And so we'll start with Grodak. Grodak, give me a let's start off with a D6. And so this will be how Grodak is connected to Jervis.
Okay. Um,
And I'll kind of keep note of these connections, and this will also play into how you'll earn inspiration as we play through. Like so if you do something in your quest line that maybe is against your objective, but plays toward this connection in some way, that would be a good way to earn inspiration moving through the game. All right. So what'd you get?
got a 3.
All right, 3. So friends, relationship of friends. Give me a D8.
A D8.
Yep.
Got a 2.
Childhood friends. So yeah, somehow you guys were childhood friends.
Who's that? Me and.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be between Grodak and Jervis.
Oh yeah.
So
That
you
one
and
time
Chris.
that you broke your leg and pissed yourself, and he helped you to the hospital.
And you guys could kind of talk that through and figure out, maybe not even now, but maybe as you move forward through the game, figure out what that was.
Well, I am of the noble Hawk Song family. A great tribe of half orc, half elf.
It's a great
All
tribe
right.
of half orc, half elves.
Yes. My father was
well.
a half elf.
So Chris, Jervis, give me a D6.
All right. Two.
All right, relationship of fellowship. You guys are buddies somehow.
All right, I'm everybody's buddy.
Yeah, this would be to Frank. All right, and a D8, please.
Three.
Business associates, current or former. So you guys did some business together at some point.
That's interesting.
Well,
that would definitely be interesting.
So that plays into Frank. So Frank's kind of a charlatan, yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a shifty character. So there's no
That's great.
that this has to be like a good positive relationship.
I
Like, you
guess
could be like trying to work him to get your money back from him or something, you know.
more than likely. More than likely.
The first time I was led to leave the church, they sent me to go buy some stuff, and I went right to this guy. I was like, "Hey, you look like a trustworthy fellow. Here sent me to do business with you."
Ladies
And
of
he
the
dicked me
night,
over.
here I come.
All right.
So now I'm going to have to assassinate something evil, I'm sure.
That's nice. That's awesome. Okay. Let me write that down. All right, and so Frank.
Whoa, where'd that go?
Oh no.
We are
already-
godless. Oh wait,
Yeah, first technical difficulty. Apparently, I have a. So that's the thing.
That was good timing.
Cheese.
Apparently, I have a.
Large. Yep.
So Am I back now? Can you see me,
Yes.
hear me?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Good. Okay. So, yeah, business associate. And Frank, how you are related to Thea? I need a D6, please.
I hope it's they're related.
Ew.
What's wrong with a hobbit and an elf being related?
All right, a 3. So that means, let's see here.
Business
Oh, lost my
associate.
sheet.
Friends, right? Friends.
Yep, that's friends, right?
We're just friends.
It's completely
Wow.
platonic, pal.
I got friend zoned by my own wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what kind of friends?
Give me a D8. Let's find out.
The number 5.
Best friends.
From the same hometown or region.
What?
So you guys go back to, I don't know, some area code that you want to call out.
I'm assuming since I'm a shifty drifter, wherever your elven people are from, are where my parents dropped me off in a basket.
They were just like, man, this kid looks shady. Let's get rid of him.
All right, and so Thea, same thing. D6, please.
Did that wrong.
Slash forever.
Did I do that wrong?
Is there a way
Slash roll.
for
Slash.
to we got someone in our chat, but is there a
I'm
way for
talking
us
to
to
him.
monitor? Okay.
I'm doing it.
There we go.
All right.
Oh,
4. I hope it's that I don't like him. That'd be good.
That would be awful.
Cause you're
I'm gonna
good.
hate Grodak. It sounds.
There we
But
go.
Gordak like you.
Let's see. Does roll 20 know?
All right. Oh, sorry. So you got a 4. All right. We get set back up again. I'm gonna have to change that button on my mouse somehow. That's bad.
Yeah, I've got one of those too, man. It's on the side, right?
Okay, it says family, but
Yes,
I'm gonna.
that would play into
You
my.
don't have to like family.
All right. Give me a D6 this time, please, and another D6. Yep.
that could
Another
play into my
D6?
bond.
I just said 8 before.
Yep. On some of them it's 6, some of them it's 8, some it's 10. Okay.
5.
So first or second cousins.
Oh.
So that kind of legitimizes your whole angle there. Yeah.
Yep, with my bond.
No hanky panky between you two. We don't need no mutants.
Half elf, half orc.
Half orc.
Wow.
No, half orc, half elf. Half elf, half orc. Right?
Second.
Hey,
That's not how that works.
I mean, yeah, it's 50-50. I'm pretty sure whichever one you look like is the one that people are gonna assume.
All right. So wow, yeah, this is
I am
quite the
literally
group.
half and half.
It's a little
So-
wise chick named Harvey.
We've come full circle, and yeah, that's where we start at, I guess. That's where you all got together and decided to make your way to Hillsfar to, I don't know, either make money or adventure or fame, fortune.
So really and
Man.
truly, we are pretty much all childhood friends to an extent through
Right.
association.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
I mean, you're from Josh's character was from the same region. It's Jerica's.
Cousins.
We're cousins.
Yeah.
And you're
Right.
childhood friends with Jervis.
Yep. So.
Wow, that worked out really well.
And y'all
So
are business
this is like
acquaintances.
this is like a
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Group.
Yeah.
We're like the kids from Pennywise. I mean, from Pennywise.
It.
Yeah,
From
Yeah.
It.
sure.
Yeah. Or Stand by Me.
Saying you're from It just sounds incorrect.
Yeah. The,
All right.
the end of that story got weird. I don't know if you ever read the book,
When doesn't it get weird?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stephen King's really good about that.
but this is super.
He's all
super
about
good.
the normal.
Till it
So
gets
you-
to the end.
So you guys have been traveling by foot, and the last leg has seen open fields go away. Has seen open fields from deep forest for the last several days, and is now breaking into long, rolling hills. As you walk, a muffled shout bursts from a copse of trees off the road, and an old human man, wearing torn and bloody clothes, staggers into view. The blood on his clothes comes from small cuts and scratches rather than any large wound. His
That button, man.
it's really horrible. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's a really bad place to put a back button on a mouse.
Take your
Um,
thumb off of the mouse.
All right. So the blood on his clothes come from small cuts and scratches rather than any large wound. His charge towards you is slow, ponderous, and shaky. Before you can even draw weapons or ready spells, he collapses in the grass. He still shouts, however, although the words grow fainter and fainter with each passing moment.
Can we make out what he is saying? Or he was.
Yeah, you can. And I will read it as soon as I can show it to you.
Can anybody heal him?
And you said the
Yeah.
only wounds he had is scratches, or that's all that we can
It's
see?
like he's been mauled, I guess, by something tiny.
Ooh, what's that? Where'd that come
There we
from?
go. All right, so here's what this man was yelling to you guys. And I'll read it out for you. So, there is a message from this land's new master, but it is hidden fivefold. New master. The first is at the place where the dandelions rise above and cover the people. The virile, and the virulent can be one and the same. The hell-tinged one is lost, and then several are found. Then it goes on. The second runs red with the blood of roots, where an heiress lies and hides her pain in long wooden boxes. She hides more than that, though, and only to keep what is hers. The third is at the spring of the blessed life, where the haunters protect and protectors haunt. On water runs on, of course, and must be freed for all. The fourth holds the great thundering beast, but the beasts are gone to give away to a great thundering beast with death in its eyes. They await at a place of ancient elven evil. The fifth lies where the ancients lie, beneath the night's marble, forgotten but not gone. The lost wealth of the forgotten time pays terrible dividends now. Yeah. And so you guys
Wow.
got some notes from this guy's crazy rambling. And that's what this sheet is. Let's see.
It's a lot of information.
So, like, is he near death? Is he dying? Like, can I make a medical roll to see if I need to heal this guy or if he's passable for, like, just bandaging him?
Sure. Let me catch up here. Yeah, you can go try to do a medicine check, see if you can bring him back. I mean, he's still so as you approach him, he's just constantly this bit just rambling and rambling the entire
Ooh.
time. Let's see what you got. Oh wow, yeah.
Tyr does seem to have blessed you there, Jervis, in our lifetime as friends.
Tyr steered me towards the books, and thank God he did.
So you
Good
you
guy
bandage
over
all
here.
of his wounds head to toe, and there are several, and it seems like this man's probably been just walking through brambles and woods for days on end. You can definitely see that he's malnourished. short on water. Lips are cracked, white. Um, you give it your best go, but he still ends up passing away after kind of repeating this message about 3 or 4 more times.
I spare the dying.
Wow.
Yeah, so as he awakes, he like moans and aches in agony as he's continuing to try to say this verse like over and over again, and then finally just like breath gets out, crackles stops, and he's dead again.
Holy shit.
I don't think I've got that last part, Jervis.
I mean, it wasn't like
Would you like me to restart it again? I spare the dying again.
Yes,
I,
please.
I mean,
It's a cantrip, so why not?
And I continue writing. What the?
Maybe I should check his pockets and see if there's something killing him.
I think it's a prophecy. He's trying to tell us something.
Well, if he doesn't write quick enough, we're never going to get this down. We'll be here all day. You're like,
Yeah, y'all
sparing
know.
this guy.
Y'all know my memory's not the best in the world.
His calligraphy is quite horrid.
I'm pretty sure I should check his pockets to see if
Yeah,
something's
check his
killing him.
pockets, definitely.
Yeah, I should check his pockets.
he really doesn't have any.
He doesn't have anything.
He's I mean, barely in rags, in tatters, basically. I mean, like most of his clothing has been ripped off in some form or fashion.
I can only assume that, he may have died of bad fashion choices and tiny squirrels.
It's a
We
good as
can't
any.
we can't leave him here in the road to waste away. Perhaps we should give him a proper burial. So
Okay,
we should,
I got it. Give me a shovel.
Yes.
well,
And I start
I
helping
guess-
Jervis.
Yeah,
Is,
haul him off the head.
While we're, I guess, preparing the body, is there any way to tell what the scratches may have came from?
What I've noted with the medicine roll.
Yeah, so I mean, you've pretty much found out what the scratches were from the medicine roll. I mean, it seemed like a mixture of exposure and walking aimlessly through brambles and bush. If you just went headlong through some brambles, you're gonna get cut up. Well, you do that days on end without eating or drinking. That's kind of what
Right.
it looks like you've seen here. Like if you want to delve deeper into maybe why he was doing such, you could try to give me, say, like an arcana or religion, or if you were testing maybe a magical thing behind it, or
Religion, you say? So you want to try a religion?
Do you
yeah, you
think
can
he's
give it a shot.
Do you think he's possessed, Jervis?
Nah, that was correct.
Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the way. Nothing in your teachings would give any.
So after we get a shallow grave dug and this guy buried and some rocks mounted on, I'm going to hold the book in front of me with it closed, not looking at it. And I'm going to be like, Tia says, those befallen by madness, go to a quicker grave. Though they might not know where the future leads, the ground will always be there to keep them. All praise to you. Turn around and walk off.
I slightly turn to the left and I unbutton my shroud a little bit and I pick for the right medallion out of my necklaces and I pull it out and I kiss it and say amen.
I just nod solemnly and turn and walk away, and ask, do you think we should head off in the direction that he came from and see what all this Watt was about, that he was going on about?
I don't know. Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him.
This guy came out of the woods, right?
Yeah, he just. I mean, as you guys were coming down the road, heading up toward Hillsfar, which I guess was your destination, he came out of the woods.
He might have a camp.
Or he might be crazy and just wandering through the woods for days from the way it looks.
Does any one of us, I can't remember which one of us is good at tracking. Is there a way that we could see where his footsteps may have where he may have came from?
Yeah, you can. What is that? A nature, I guess.
Survival
Survival.
or nature, I guess. Yeah.
What do you think there,
Yeah.
Thea?
I can try it.
You always seem to be one with the plants and the animals.
There we
Ooh.
are.
Okay. So, yeah, you track his footsteps into some trees, to the copse of trees that he came from. But where it left that particular copse of trees is hard to determine. Too many tracks in and out of. He was barefoot, and so he didn't leave a really good imprint.
Maybe we should just head to Hillsfar and ask them if there was any men there that have gone missing and babbling madness, unknown to where they might be going.
I'm with you.
Sounds like a great plan, Jervis.
Hey, Thea, you coming?
Yes, we should prepare ourselves. I don't think this is going to be the last of the odd things today.
Are you having one of those feelings, cousin?
Mm-hmm.
So,
no,
yeah,
No worries, friends. No worries.
you guys continue walking up toward Hillsfar. You crest, I guess, a few hills, and as you get to the top of a hill where you can kind of finally see the gates, you notice that there's a pretty big encampment outside of the gates that has a bunch of people milling around about it. And at the top of this hill, you run into to another half orc farmer, looks like, and he kind of stops you guys as you're walking by. Hey, you're not heading toward town, are you?
Why, yes, we are, sir. Why shouldn't we be?
Well, you know they're not going to let your kind in there, right?
What do you
who would
mean?
not let
You're kind.
who would not let a halfling in?
Well,
You're all the gods' children.
if you hadn't noticed, I'm one of those too. But
You're not a halfling. That's a halfling.
no one but humans are allowed inside of the town. You
I
know,
am
fine,
half
then.
a human. Halfling.
you people are wasting your time. Well, except for you, good good
I
cleric.
got my H card in here somewhere. Hold on.
With H card.
Well, surely they'll let someone from the noble family of Hawksong in.
No, they threw out all the noblemen just the same.
I'll just tell them I'm a human dwarf. Wait. Yeah. No.
It's not going
Yeah.
to work for you.
Maybe.
I'm sure I can persuade them at the gate to let me through.
What has you coming
You're
this
my
way
deformed
anyway?
brother.
What's that?
Said we'll just tell him he's my deformed brother. He has problems. He
Yeah,
was
they'll-
afflicted as a child and never grew any bigger than that.
They'll throw him in the pit to die all the same.
They're killing?
But wait, what?
Yeah.
Pits
What?
dying and
Yeah, people are non-humans
They're
are
not,
dying.
They're not killing per se, but they have fights in the arena.
oh, he's a
Forced
crafty
fights.
one.
Oh, this may be a good way to make money.
Is there gambling?
I wouldn't know. I haven't been allowed inside for a long time.
Because if there is, that's why I'm going there.
Is it like does he have like the kind of like the build of like an old farmer, got the like the sinewy muscles and everything, and
He's darker in certain areas.
All right.
right? He's kind of got an orcish farmer.
Yeah, or
He's dark green and green.
So what has led to all of this then? Like, why would they be making everybody else aside from humans fight each other in these pits and it exiled you from the city?
Well, it was several years ago. a new ruler took over.
So you've been outside here for years.
Well, yeah, we farm these lands, and we have humans who do the selling for us.
Have you tried cutting them off? I had a girlfriend that did that once. Very effective.
Well,
There have
they
been
have
plays.
brutes.
And
They have some brutes that they send around to the farms, and well, let's just say we don't have much of a choice either.
This does
Have you
not-
talked to the church? The church always helps. Yes. We always help.
Not in this case, friend.
This does not sound like the kind of world the child that I never met that I have should live in.
I don't know what to say to that.
Wow, that's some serious foreshadowing you just threw in there, man. Get going.
Oh no, sir, no, sir.
This is going to be an exciting season. Yeah, so I mean he pretty much tells you you're wasting your time trying to go up to the gates.
When's
that
the
there
last
are,
time you spoke to their elders? The
uh,
elders. That's who
it's
you
been-
go to.
It's been several years since we've been allowed inside the city, so we've been excommunicated from everyone but the red plumes.
What are these red plumes?
They're guards or mercenaries or whatever you'd like to call them.
Where can I
Okay.
find these red plumes?
Well, you'll see plenty of them on the way to Hillsfar and several at the gate. They were under Lord Malathir at one point, and now Lord Torin holds them as his own brutes to get his way.
And are they the ones that enforce this no human policy?
Yes, sir.
And they just came from nowhere? Or were they here to begin with?
No, they were a true army at one day, under our first lord, Lord Malathir. But once he was ousted, they were replaced by mercenaries.
Well, this is a noble's job, not a job for mercenaries to rule over peasants and farmers of your like. Jervis, I think nobility and tier have something to do in this town. What do you think?
I'd have to agree. Tyr once said that the way to the hearts of the people is by forcing them and bending them to your will. So, pretty sure that's right. Something like that.
This might be my chance to prove I'm something.
Yes,
Well, you're something,
maybe.
of course. You're a halfling. We've established this earlier.
I can be more than just a halfling.
Well, there's
Stupid movies ruined us. We're better
oh.
than this.
There's the 15 shekels you screwed me out of 2 weeks ago when
Yeah,
we
what-
came to you to buy new books for the Abbey.
No.
So,
yes.
You're certainly something. What you are, we can't say because,
Yes. Yeah. I've got your money. I'll get your money. I just need to double up.
Yeah, but the bad thing is, Jervis, you keep going back to them.
Hey, yo, quest bag. If I go and I'll make some.
Hey, I know how to get things.
all right. So I wouldn't suggest that you men and lady go to the city gates, but is there somewhere else that I may be able to direct you?
Oh, where was somewhere else that we needed to go here?
Well, there was
Oh.
a man that we buried along the streets that was raving about something that's my
Farms?
well, let me I wrote it down here, and I unscroll the scroll that I have and put some little glasses on.
The spring of blessed life?
All right. So he comes and stands next to you, and I'm assuming that you wrote it in Orcish, or common or elven? How did you write it? Would he be able to read it?
It's half and half, so it's like
Yeah.
every other word.
It's half orc, half elvish because I am proud of both.
So we'll say
It's just the
we'll say
language
it's
of my
written.
family.
We'll say it's written in Orcish, but in like a real fancy ass script.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's the most sissified Orcish I've ever seen.
I just
But,
I raised my eyebrow, kind of like.
My apologies, sir. Yes, I think I've seen some of these places before.
Oh, have you?
The Blood of Roots. That must be Farborough Farms.
Barbara Farms.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Do they serve good food there? Because that sounds like they serve good food there.
Is that next to Hillshire?
Dramatic pause.
Hillshire.
Yeah, that's what can. Sausage, whatever.
Really
Pork.
disappointed in myself right now.
Pork.
Pork?
Uh,
Pork.
Orc pork.
Yeah.
Do we got the Swedish chef on the show now?
Tasty bells.
Pork.
So we'll say as he reads through these things with you guys, he like points out all these notes, and that's where the notes in black and the bold come from underneath. And he kind of points out the different places and where you would need to go, gives you directions for these 5 different locations that seem to be hidden in this madman's ramblings. They all sound vaguely familiar to him.
Has there been quite a few people afflicted here lately?
Well, we've certainly heard of some odd births of some of the cattle. We've seen extra limbs or 2 tails. We've also had a lot of children being born 2s and 3s at a time.
Weren't you training them to be soldiers?
So your animals become mutants and your men are extra virile? Is that what you're saying?
That seems to be the case with the women or the men.
Is it only humans or is it everybody?
That seems to affect just about everybody in these last few months.
Are there any significant people that have showed up lately?
Like doctors or such?
Nobody aside from those red plumes, but they've been here for quite some time. Can't say they just showed up.
Very well. I believe I'll go. What is the person's name running Hills Far again?
That would be Lord Torin.
Lord Torin. I believe I'll go have a word with this man from the church.
Torin Normanthal.
Oh, Tormund Norman.
Torin Normanthal, First Lord.
So,
Spits on the ground when he says it the last time. What's up?
I'm going to seek out one of these red plume guys to see if he can't lead me, or first I want to find one of the red plumes to interact with, so I can see about getting into the actual Hills Far proper.
Before you, I guess, do that, I ask if you would rather us to linger behind to see if you may be able to get more information, or would you rather us walk like we own these lands? Because
I think it'd be best, because judging by what this man has said, something has led to great disdain for the demi-human populace. So I'll try it peacefully first, and then if justice dictates, Tyr will drop the hammer, and we'll go in as vicious as needed, I suppose.
Okay.
well, we'll wait here at the I guess the camp. Does that sound good to you, Frank and Thea?
We're gonna split up.
Mr. Orc, sir, do you have any victuals? I could use a biscuit and some gravy.
Well, I don't myself, son, but I'll be headed back to the farm. It's a couple days ride back in the other direction.
That's okay. You have a good day.
We're not gonna go to the farm. I think we
We're
should
we're
go
gonna
to the
go
farm.
together though.
Oh, okay, because we're splitting up. He just said we were splitting up.
Oh,
All
we
right,
are.
so-
Well, what I was suggesting is he said there's like an encampment outside.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we
So
went
I'm just
this way.
literally going to go in and see if I can't talk to this guy and get a bit more information, like see what their side of the story is, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while I'm in there, maybe kind of glean a little bit of information on what caused the whole ousting of the demi-humans.
Gotcha. All right. So as you approach outside of the walls, it's kind of a ramshackle set of encampment on either side of the road. Still kind of rolling hills, and we can pull up the actual map of hills far now. Let's see, where's that at? There we go. And you'd kind of be coming from that southern road in, and there'd be encampments out to either side of the road as you approach the city walls. You definitely see guards at each of the pirouettes. Several guards armed with crossbows. At the gates themselves, you see probably 24 guards with a handful of humans with some carts, assorted goods, that sort of thing, waiting in line in a queue, waiting to get into the city. You notice that as they all approach, there's a particular guard they're talking to, and they're showing some paperwork, basically. Kind of looks like some kind of waybill or papers to get into the city.
Alrighty. See, I don't see any. Well, I'm just gonna go up to the guard and ask, like, be like, "Good day, good man. I am here from the Abbey of whatchamacallit, in the city of such and such.
Yes. Must be from far away.
Yes. So I am one of Tyr's followers, and I've heard of the unfortunate plight of these poor rejected demi-humans here, and was wondering if I might garner an audience with your lord or your master to find out if there's a way for Tyr to help in this situation.
So as you're talking, he's like breaking out into a grin, and he like looks behind him, and there's like one of the guards with the crossbows just kind of watching you guys. He's like, he says he wants to talk to Lord Torin, and the guy behind him, he's like, "Ha, me too. Ask him if he'll put him in a favor for me." And he said, "Yeah. Do you have some kind of paperwork, sir?"
I'm gonna hold out my Bible o' Tyr, and be like, all the paperwork I need is right here.
So, yeah, let's. I guess give me a roll. I'll let you try to do a persuasion on that, I guess.
Should have took the halfling.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't like splitting up.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You see what it says, right?
-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good roll. It's a good roll. So he's like, "Oh, you're a human. And there is a temple of Tor here in town, and the father would be cross if they heard of me not allowing you through with or without your papers. So go on through. Don't make trouble, or it's here or not, we'll come find you.
I'm gonna look back in the direction as I'm walking in, as they're escorting me in. I'm just gonna be like,
And
I'm gonna point. I'm gonna point at my Bible.
And I'm have been watching out and be like, "Ha, it worked again, guys."
I pull out my medallion and twirl it on my finger.
All right, so we're 4 minutes off from an hour deep, and I think this is a good place for our first break. And we'll break for about 2 minutes and come back and find out what happens in the city of Hillsfar for the only human cleric.
Yay!